Hi Manifestors, Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. So we have a new moon in Gemini that is happening on Thursday, and the time will be for June 6th at 5:37 a.m. for LA, New York June 6th at 8:37 in the morning, London June 6th at 1:37 in the afternoon, and Sydney and Brisbane, Australia on 6th June at 10:37 at night. New moon in Gemini, and happy birthday Gemini season, all you amazing Geminis. I know so many amazing Gemini people and awesome communicators, always fun. So yeah, happy birthday Gemini, awesome people. There are some words that I have looked at on the lead up to this new moon, especially from that full moon in Sagittarius, that searcher of truth and going for those goals and having all those things illuminated to us that have sometimes not been so easy or friendly. But now we come to a time where we go, okay, this full moon's happened. We've had the aftermath of that. What lessons have we learned? What things have shifted away from us? What things have been drawn closer to us? And what has been communicated all around us? Gemini is a air sign. It is all about communication. It's all about communication, like you're within, you're without. As I said, that this bird started singing, beautiful butcher bird. So if this new moon is really about what is being communicated everywhere around you, within you, even like for me, this past week has been what my body has been communicating with me. I've been really listening to my body's needs and following that and listening in that communication. And the other part of communication is expressing, being able to speak up. I've had a few conversations with people lately, and they were in situations where a friend or somebody else didn't actually speak up in a situation that was really uncomfortable for them, and they kept in that situation. So there is both parts of communicating. We need to have the listening, the receiving, but we also need to have the ability to share and express. And communication doesn't stop. It's happening all the time, whether it's in your inner dialogue, in your inner world, and your inner conversations with your conscious and your subconscious. That is always happening all the time. Whether it's you actually physically communicating things, writing things out. I mean, every day we email, we watch things, we're communicating and having relationships. With me right now on this channel here, I did pick the Yasmin Boland deck, and we picked the new moon in Gemini card for this new moon in Gemini. So what is the duality, and where are you communicating that? Let's have a little look at what Yasmin Boland says, because I do love her. I just think she's awesome. Page 46. And I did an overarching card before, but I'll come back to that at the end. She says, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Little twins. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing, communication. And the new moon in Gemini is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your questions or with yourself. Talking things through is the answer to whatever you are asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all forms of communication will also help. If you have any issues concerning siblings, neighbors, or any time of relationships, there is a new start coming. Wipe the slate clean and start over. This could also be a great time to not be too frivolous and be grounded again. Remember, Gemini takes you up in the air and you can get really mental in the head. You've got to get deep down in the ground. I plan to plant some bromeliads. But it more importantly emphasizes the need to communicate. At the time of a new moon in Gemini, write a list of all the people that you love the most and see how you're prioritizing them. And additional meanings for this time is time to tell someone how you feel. Don't be in your head, be in your heart. Read more books. And someone is flirting with you. How fun. The teaching. Gemini is the sign of communication and socializing, ideas and travel. The energy around this is speedy, gossipy, or flirtatious. The new moon in Gemini is a wonderful time to get out and socialize. Geminis love to have a chat. One thing to be aware of is that this card can also indicate being mentally scattered. Daily meditations will help to unscramble any cross wires in the brain, and that isn't that all the time. Grounding, doing our meditation and staying in that earthy place, even if there's chaos and so much communication, so much information and so many things bombarding us all around. But I personally feel like this is a really good time to have the introspective communication within and ask yourself, like Jasmine Boland says, like, are you prioritizing the right people around you? Who are you communicating because you're sharing your vibration and your frequency with those people? Who are you sharing your conversations, your time, your energy, your emails, your work, your energy, your time with? Because that is what will influence us. I love that saying, the 5 closest people to you will show you where you're going to be in 5 years from now. So just show me the 5 people that are closest around you and I'll tell you where you're going to be in 5 years. So have a look at even your own life. Where have you been spending most of your time with the 5 closest kin around you, and how has that been influencing your trajectory of your future? Because we are, in that law of attraction, always surrounding ourselves with different energies, and the law of attraction will also bring up serendipitous things. I've been having lots of serendipitous things happening lately on this lead up to this new moon in Gemini. So be aware of, when I say serendipitous, it's those unexpected, fortuitous events that occur. So I went to go get these chairs, and the guy that was selling these timber chairs for my rooftop, I thought they're going to be perfect. I ended up meeting him. As soon as he opened the door, I was like, I've jammed with him before. I know this guy. I've played music with him before. And then he said, no, I've never met you before. And I was like, that's interesting. And he said, but I am a composer. And I was like, what is going on? So it was just a serendipitous meeting, but really familiar. It was just, we definitely never met. He's only been in Sunshine Coast for a year, and we had only 1 or 2 mutual people that we knew, but he hadn't even met them yet in person, so that didn't even make sense. And so, but it was such a familiar feeling when he opened the door, and I thought, oh, that's that musician person. I thought he played the flute, but he said he's a composer who plays piano. But so these little things that happen are serendipitous, and it's a nice time when you maybe put those things out in your mind this new moon. Always set your intentions on a new moon. Always set your trajectory and a powerful, even if it's just one word that you want to set as an intention, even if you want to do that word through this video. So now this is the card that was chosen because I love Paula Galland, and this was the card that was chosen this morning from her little affirmations for positivity self-growth deck. It was, I trust the journey even when I do not understand it. Wow, I love that so much. Trust the journey even when I don't understand it. It's a beautiful thing. So this new moon, trust your journey, set your intention. Don't have to understand all of it. Sometimes the chaos is part of the fun. Sometimes the unknown is part of the fun. Sometimes the suffering is also part of the fun in a strange way. We're all suffering in this journey, and there is some beauty in that. There's a compassion that we have in that. And enjoy this new moon with your internal dialogue, and reflect that with your external dialogue and your external people around you that you prioritize your time with. Have a beautiful new moon in Gemini. Shout out to Gemini season, all the happy birthdays out there. Love you, Geminis. Mwah. Have a beautiful new moon. Namaste.